Joanne's just took all of my money, y'all. Like, what can I say? Oh, well, but I did pick up some patterns today and I'm going to share those with you. So if that's some content you would like to see, keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I'm going to be sharing those patterns that I picked up yesterday doing the Simplicity 199 Joanne style. Now, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, ciao, guten tag, aloha, hola, konnichiwa, sambanani, salom, bonjour. If you're returning, you know what to do. Go get you a quick snack, something to drink. Come on back so we can go ahead and get into these patterns. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this pattern because I'm going to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these patterns that I picked up from Joann's for $1.99 yesterday. All right, so it's quite a bit for sure, and I picked up quite a bit of the patterns because some of them, most of these are Simplicity Spring 2023 patterns. I did pick up, I think, one or two from the previous season, which was early spring. So I'm going to jump right on into it. So the first pattern that I picked up is a 1970s vintage pattern, and it's a jumpsuit pattern. So the pattern number is 9700. I'm going to put all the patterns up in big form. You guys know, you guys like to see it in big form, so I'm going to put it up in big form and talk through them as well. But the first one is 9700, which is the Mrs. Jumpsuit. And it's an average to sew pattern. Now, I picked this pattern up because I like the fact that you could zip up the jumpsuit instead of putting it over your, listen, jumpsuits are amazing, but it depends on how you have to take it down when you go to the bathroom. I like jumpsuits, but the thing with jumpsuits is it's hard to wear to work, okay? And I do not wear jumpsuits to work. It's mainly for when I'm out and about on the weekends. It's pretty much the only time you will see me wear a jumpsuit. But this is the first one that I picked up, a 9700 or 9700. Next pattern is 9739. So this pattern is also a 1970s vintage pattern. I know, two vintage patterns, right? And this is what they're calling the apron dress. I know Mimi just did this dress, I think this week sometimes. I think she posted it like Thursday or Friday or something like that. And this is, listen, one pattern piece. Easy to sew, one pattern piece. So you guys know I'm already gonna make this dress up. It's 9739. It's an apron dress. It's a very easy to sew pattern as well. So this was another one that I picked up. The next one that I picked up, you guys know Mimi G and Needle in the Bell, 9740 and 9741. Now I picked up 9741 because that is in my size. There is a sew along. Mimi G did the sew along for this as well. It is an average to sew pattern, but also Creativity by T, she just sewn this dress last weekend. So you could definitely go ahead and pick up this pattern. Look at Creativity by T, Talisha's video. She did a pattern review for this as well. And you can also see the sew along by Mimi G as well for this pattern. But it's 9740, and I do plan on sewing this pattern in the fall time. All right. But once again, it's 9740 or Aronica Needle in the Bell 9741. Moving on to the next one, it's 9742 and 9743. I picked up both. And the reason why I picked up both is because according to my bust measurement, I need 9742. According to my hip measurement, I need 9743. Now, I could always size up a pattern, but if I don't want to, I have both of them. Also, I'm going to tell you guys this. If you look in the description box below, you will see a Google form. It is still open, and the Google form for the Simplicity Spring 2023 sew along is in that Google form. You get to vote on which pattern I should do. Both of these patterns are the same pretty much, 97 42, 97, 43 is also on that Google form as well. So go ahead and vote on which pattern you think I should do for the sew along. It is pretty tight, you know, it's very close for a lot of the patterns, but this is one of the ones that's on there, 97, 42. Now, if this one becomes one that you guys select for the sew along, I plan on actually probably doing view B on this one with the length of view C, or yeah, view B with the length of view C. I might do view A. I'm not 100% sure, but I will either do A or B on this pattern, but it's 97.42 and 97.43. Next pattern is 97.44. This is also on that Google form as well that you can select. Now I picked up two. I picked up both sides, 8 to 16 and 18 to 26. The reason why is the same thing. The bust is in the lower sides, the hip is in the upper sides. It just depends on which one I want to cut, if I want to grade out or grade in. That's why I picked it up for sure. But if I do this pattern, it would be view B on the pattern if this one is one that you guys select for the sew along. Moving on to the next pattern, it's 97.45, which is a slip dress. So this is not on that Google form, but this one is one that I did show when I did my video, which I will link in the description box below, on how to build or planning a transitional spring to summer wardrobe that I posted last weekend. And this was on there because this would be great to do as a transitional wardrobe builder piece as well. So when I get to this pattern, I do plan on doing view B, but kind of the length of view C. And the reason why I say that is because I don't want it short, but I do want it kind of like midi length. I think that would work out for me. But this is 97.45, and this is an average to sew pattern. The next pattern is 97.46. It's an easy to sew pattern. This pattern is not on that Google form, but one thing I will say about the Google form, it's all about the dresses, y'all. So yeah, okay, so you'll be selecting dresses from that pattern. This is an easy to sew pattern, like I just mentioned. But I do like what the model is wearing in view B, but I could also see myself making it as a top as well. So that's why I picked it up. I could see both making a top and a dress to have, you know, different pieces and still utilize the entire pattern to make those items. All right. But this is 97.46. Moving on to the next pattern, it's 97.47. And I picked this one up because, like I said in that same video on planning a transitional wardrobe from spring to summer, that video has Simplicity 97.47 in that video. And I would do literally, I like view A, but the ruffles can be time consuming if you have ever done ruffles. So I do plan on doing this possibly towards the end of summer, or like not necessarily to the end of summer, but right before summer ends to transition into fall, I plan on doing this one if I do not get to it this spring. All right, but this is 97.47. The next pattern that I chose was 97.48, a top, y'all. This pattern is also in that same video, transitioning from spring to summer. I think this would be good. I talked about this one in doing a black top, and that pattern, well, that pattern is 97.48, but the view that I plan on doing is view B on this pattern, which is this one right here. But I also do plan on using the buttons that you see in view C just to accent it as well, and kind of use kind of like a grayish black buttons to go down because, like I said, I want it to be a black dressy top. So that's why I picked this pattern up. It is 97.48 and it is an average to sew pattern. Moving on to the next pattern. The next pattern is 97.49. This is a gorgeous top, you guys. So yes, I know you guys talking about the cutouts. Oh my gosh, the cutouts. It's not bad of a cutout, and this pattern, you do have the option of not doing that cutout by doing view D. Now, me personally, I feel that I will lengthen it if I do this pattern. I would definitely lengthen the peplum style and make it a dress, but I do like view C as well, just a small cutout, not much, right? So that's why I picked up this pattern, but it's 97.49, and this is also an average to sew pattern. Next pattern is a 9751. This is a 1 hour sew. So if you need a skirt real quick, you could definitely pick up this pattern. It is a very easy to sew pattern. It's a skirt and a pair of pants. So for the pants, I think there's a zipper in the back or on the side. Actually, maybe it's just elastic. It's kind of hard to tell from the pattern, but I like the pants and I also like the skirt. For the skirt, I could see it just as a regular maxi length pencil skirt. And then for the pants, a little bit on the flare side. So like I said, it's a 1 hour sew. And I think what they're talking about an hour sew is from sewing, not cutting and sewing. Just the sewing portion should be no more than 1 hour. But this is 9751. Moving on to the next pattern. So the next pattern is a Norris Donta Forts pattern, 9758. And I got it in a smaller size, but I'm also going to go back and get it in the bigger size for two reasons. Now, this size right here, my husband and I, we both can fit into the size. However, when it comes to the hips, I'm gonna have to enlarge it. So I think for the bottom, I would do the higher size. You know, I just basically need the size 44 in regards to the hips. Yes, because it gives me more room, because my hips is a 45 and a half right now. And it says that for that, I need to cut a 42. But I like to give myself ease. I don't want nothing tight up on the booty, none of that. But I think I like to do 2.5 to 3 inches of ease. So I like to give myself a 48 to a 49 inch. And that puts me at a hip of a size 46 cut. So I need to get the bigger size just to make the short to be comfortable, okay? But this is 9758. Norris did a sew along for this pattern. It is an average to sew pattern, and I could see this as some pajamas, all right? So that's what I want to use this pattern for. I did not put that in the video of transitioning a wardrobe, but I do have another collection I want to show you guys about, where I'm just going to be sewing 5 items and that's it. And it's a pair of pajamas, and I could see myself doing this in that collection. All right, I already have it slotted. You will see when it comes up. All right, but this is 9758. Next pattern is a family pattern. It's 9759. It is an easy to sew pattern. You guys could just imagine why I did that. Simply because you guys know towards the fall, I like to make, you know, matching pajamas and stuff like that for the family. So that's why I did this. And I feel like this would go very well in a hit, because I could pretty much make like these pullover. It's basically like a pullover hoodie for everyone, and they can pick their own fabric if you know, we decide. But normally I let my son pick the fabric, but that's why I picked this up. Once again, it's 9758, and it's an easy to sew pattern. Moving on to the next pattern. The next pattern is 9753. So I love these pants. Like, I love them. The reason why I picked it up is because I actually like view B, but I also like view A, kind of like a wide leg pants as well. This is an average to sew pattern, so you need to have a little bit of skill. Now, before you guys ask me if I would do a sew along to these pants, I'm gonna say probably not, because I could see that this pattern has a lot of pattern pieces. I wouldn't do a sew along for this one just right now. Someone else may have a sew along that's already done, but I might consider it, to be honest with you. I might consider it. So I'm not just saying absolutely not, but I might consider it at a later time, just not right now. Okay, let's get through the spring into the summer first, all right? But this is 9753. Let's move over to the next pattern. The next one is Mimi G herself. It's 9754. She has the sew along for this pattern up already on her channel. I actually like both the pants and the top. So I like when she did, in the sew along, she did a black top. I love it. For the pants, I don't know, because these are a little baggy and droopy for sure, but I love them. For some reason, I love them because they're not like tight or anything. So I could see myself making the pants for sure, but this is 9754 average to sew pattern. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. Next pattern is 9755. Now this one I loved when I seen it on the Simplicity website. I plan on doing both the pants and the shorts. I'm not really feeling the skirt, just to be honest, but I could see a 3-piece set where I do the top, the skirt, and the shorts. But when it comes to fabric, I don't know what fabric I would use for it. I'm thinking of denim, but I'm also thinking of a linen fabric as well. But this is an average to sew pattern, and this is 97.55. Let's move over to the next pattern. The next one is 97.56. So you guys seen this pattern. You guys seen this pattern when I did the House of Mommy Wata fabric haul. Y'all, I love CJ from House of Mommy Wata. Her customer service is on point, y'all. If y'all have never bought from CJ, House of Mommy Wata, I encourage you guys to do so, all right? Because she's fast with the shipping. She's very, you know, nice when it comes to customer service as well. So if you guys, let me put this buzz right here, because you guys know that a couple of days ago I did show kind of like my fabric stash, but you guys asked me to do a video for all of my in-car fabric and kind of tell what I plan on sewing with them if I have an idea. All right, so I'm thinking of doing it, but it's a lot of fabric, so I want to embrace yourself. I probably have to break it up into different videos to not make the video long, but we'll see about that. That's coming at a later time. All right, but in that video I did talk about these two patterns and the fabric. All right, now I'm going to show you guys the fabric once again and tell me what you think. All right, but this is 97.56. I plan on doing the definitely the button down shirt and the pants. Now when it comes to that like halter top open crop top thing, I don't know about all of that. We gonna have to see. But for the pants, I plan on doing 3 rows of casing instead of 2. Now, I think this one has a double casing instead of a triple casing. Like here lately, I've been liking doubles and 3 rows of elastic. I don't know, it's just a personal preference, but I will do at least 2, but possibly 3 rows of casing for my pants. Now, if you're looking at this, you're looking at both sizes, and it's the same thing. For the top, I need the smaller size. For the bottoms, I need the largest size. So it's just basically pick up them. Now, however, I have started tracing patterns, because what I'm doing now is I'm being mindful of the size that I pick up, and if I gain or lose weight, I don't have to decide on buying another pattern, because I'm really trying to downscale my pattern stash. Okay, so once again, this is 97.56. Let's move over to the next pattern. The next pattern is 97.57. This is an easy to sew pattern. You guys, I love everything about this pattern. I like view A and view C on this pattern, which is what I plan on doing when I get around to this pattern. I could definitely see this as a quick, like if you are doing like a getaway for the weekend, you could sew this up and wear, mix and match it with some slacks. You could put some jeans with the top. You could wear the skirt with a button down shirt. You could do so many things and have just sew up 2 pieces, put some ready to wear with it, and you have a whole weekend full of things that you can do where you only sold 2 pieces. That's where you need to get into that life, sis. All right. So this is 97.57, easy to sew pattern for sure. Let's go ahead and get into that last pattern. So the last pattern is 97.63. I got it for my daughter. She's been bugging me about button down shirts and shirt dresses and all that stuff, right? So I do not have a pattern that is a shirt dress for her. And you guys know Battle of the Shirt Dresses is coming. So I am almost done with the first dress as Battle of the Shirt Dress. You guys will see that here coming up, hopefully in the month of May. You know, like I have mentioned previously, lot of moving parts in work, you know, businesses and all that stuff. So I got a lot of moving parts this month and a little bit in May. So my time for sewing have started slowing down a little bit so I could start doing more sew alongs and pattern reviews and all that good stuff. So that's what's coming up. All right. But this is 97.63. It's for my daughter, a color block shirt dress is what she wants. So she's been looking in stash and everything for some scrap fabric so I can make her one. All right. Well, that's all the patterns that I picked up from Joann's during the Simplicity $199 sale. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to go to the Google form. Do it now, okay? So you could vote on the pattern that you would like to see me do a sew along for one of the Simplicity Spring 2022 patterns. All right. And since you made it this far, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn on that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing.
Too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's in the whip we left at. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit.